doing just one loop with our hands, that's the first reef knot we learnt, we're going to do a surgeon's knot. And the surgeon's knot makes our lives easier, which is why we call it a surgeon's knot. So we're going to do 2 loops. So we're going to go 1, 2 loops, and we're going to hold that small end. We're then going to cross our hands over, and you'll find this time that as you lay it down, it wants to stick, it wants to stay. And you can see the wounds closing quite nicely on my pad there. And then we're going to come back in the opposite direction, do a single loop this time, so just 1, and then we're going to pull our hands in the opposite direction and snug that down. 1 more in this direction and lay that flat. So we've done a double throw, a single throw, and then another single throw, and each time in different directions, okay? And that is a surgeon's reef knot, okay? And you can see that's held that part of the wound really nicely. So hopefully you're having a go at that. And then we can just follow our way around. So we can work out here. So now we've got an apex of a wound, like an L shape here. And what we can do is we can try and bring this bit into here. And this time we're going to use a mattress technique. So we're going to start not on this apex. We're going to start on this side here. We're going to take a big bite into the wound, and we're going to collect our needle. We're then going to come across the other side. Nice and symmetrically, just making sure we get it exactly right. So you can see there that I've set up another interrupted stitch like this. If I wanted to tie it like this, I could do. However, I'd be left with a gap here. So I'm going to use a mattress technique here to bring all 3 sides together. So from this side, I'm now going to travel across this way to here. And now you can see, rather than tying here to here, I'm now going to be tying here to here. And I'm just going to take another mattress limb there. Through. And up the other side. And the effect of that should be that as I tie my double throw and seat that down, the middle of that wound, you can see it just puckering up and pulling together. Single throw in the other direction, single throw in the other direction, and that's another surgeon's reef knot completed. So there you've got the apex close, which is the most difficult bit of that wound. And then you can go on to do some more simple interrupted sutures here, here, and here. And then you'll get a nice closed wound. So if you get a traumatic wound, like a stellate wound like this, these central apexes are quite good to close one side like this to create your L-shaped wound, and then close the other ones with simple interrupteds. So what I'm going to show you now is the different types of mattress suture that we might use on different wounds and the reason why we might use them. So the first mattress suture I want to show you is called a horizontal mattress suture. And a horizontal mattress suture is called horizontal because it moves horizontally with respect to the wound. Sometimes people get confused about what's vertical and what's horizontal. So horizontal, let's use this wound now. So horizontal, I'm going to be working this way with my bites. Vertical, I'm going to be working vertically with respect to the wound. So let's start about here. So the first thing we're always going to do is take a nice bite of our tissues into the wound, and then we're going to pass that through to leave that. And in exactly the same way, we're going to pass it symmetrically out the other side like that. So you might say, well, this is the same as an interrupted suture, normal interrupted suture, and you'd be right. But what we're going to do on this occasion is we're going to head back the other way before we tie our knot. So why would we want to do that? Well, mattress suturing, if we did a simple interrupted suture, then let's just tie that to show you. So if I do a simple interrupted suture here, like we've done before, and I tie that 2 throws one way, 1 throw the other way, 1 throw back, and cut that. So when you look at the skin edges of what you've just done there, they're nicely opposed, but the skin's quite flat. And we know that skin heals better when it's everted. So rather than it being like this, it's like this. And the horizontal mattress sutures do that very nicely. So next to it, lay down your horizontal mattress suture. So you're going to go through on one side, symmetrically up on the other side, like you're going to do your interrupted suture. You're then going to travel horizontally, okay? So horizontally this way, back towards yourself. So pull that through. So you can see it's got a nice horizontal limb. And then try and come out nice and symmetrically again, so you get a nice symmetrical wound once you stitch it. So here is your interrupted suture, nice and flat. And now we're going to tie our mattress suture. So it's exactly the same. We're going to go 1, 2, hold and cross, and we're going to lay that down, and there it goes. You can see it's closing nicely. Let's get rid of that stitch out of the knot. And you can see that it's starting to kiss up. So you've got this like nice kissing lesion of the skin. It's locked beautifully as well. 1 throw in the other direction, 1 throw in the other direction, and cut that. So hopefully it's quite difficult to see on my skin. I'm happy to lift it up just to try and show you. It's quite difficult because the camera's backwards in this case. So where are we? There. So you can see on the left of the screen is my interrupted suture. You can see the skin's quite flat. On the right of the screen is the horizontal mattress suture, which you can see the skin is quite puckered. Yeah, so it's elevated, and that's going to heal beautifully. Okay, and that tends to be a better way of stitching traumatic wounds, you know, if you've got those to close. So that is the horizontal mattress. Now, what I want to do now is I want to show you a vertical mattress suture. So why might we want to do a vertical mattress suture? Well, in exactly the same way, the vertical mattress suture is good at closing the space. So the horizontal mattress suture is good at everting the skin. A vertical mattress suture might be used where you've got a lot of what we call dead space. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose this wound here now, which has got a bit of dead space in it. And the vertical mattress suture, we know we're going to be moving vertically with respect to the wound. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to take a big bite on one side. Okay, we're going to come down right into the bottom of that wound. Okay, that's the dead space. That needle's really deep in that wound. And then we're going to take the needle out of there. We're going to lay that stitch down ready to tie. And then we're going to come up symmetrically on the other side. So nice and deep within the wound. And then a nice deep bite. You could definitely take a bigger bite than what I've taken. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work back towards the wound. So in a vertical manner. So we're going to come closer to the wound. Out. And then closer